Hi, this is Randy May. Welcome to my channel. If you would subscribe to the channel, I would appreciate it. If you give it a thumbs up and if you'd share it with somebody, I'd really appreciate it because I need 500 subscribers before the YouTube will help me push the channel out and offer it to other people. They won't offer it. They have to find it on their own. So I could use some help there. We're going to talk about who am I and what am I worth? What's my value? Some people feel like they're not got any worth at all, but you do. God has a good thing for everyone, and we all have value to God. Proverbs 24:16 says, "For a righteous man falls 7 times, and he rises again. But the wicked stumble in the time of calamity." The wicked stumble in the time of calamity. When trouble comes, you don't need to fall and keep making the same mistake over and over again. Ask God to help you. Calamity, what does it mean? An event causing great and often sudden damage or distress or a disaster. The journey that we have led on has turned to calamity and ruin. Have you ever had a day where everything goes wrong? Everything that you can think of, you have all sorts of stuff go wrong. It happens. But we need to know that with God we can overcome this. For the righteous man falls 7 times and he rises again. The difference between the chump and the champ is the chump don't get up when he's knocked down. The champ does. He gets back up. So you need to realize you need to ask God to help you. God's love for us is what determines our personal worth. Not what other people think about us, not what other people say, but God's personal worth. What he puts on us, God's love for us, determines our personal worth. And how much does God love us? He loves us a whole bunch. Or as my grandkids, we teach them, as far as the east is from the west. And that's a whole bunch. That's how much the Lord loves you. Being one who is loved and chosen by God and who loves God in return will bring you peace and give you satisfaction and peace of mind because God is on your side. Whether we are working in the ministry or working a secular job, if we don't work with the proper spirit and the proper outlook and talk to the Lord, we'll get burned out and we'll get burned up and we'll just say, I can't do no more. I can't think. I can't do anything. This happens to people, and we don't need people to do that. I had a finance manager one time, or business managers, what you're supposed to say, and I went back there one day. I said, "What's going on?" He goes, "I just can't think. All these figures are getting garbled up, and I can't think. I just can't clear. I'm having problems." I said, "Okay." I said, "Here, I'll sit in your seat, start doing your job, all right? You go outside, take a walk out back in the building." We had 6 acres. I said, "You walk out back, walk around, get you a breath of fresh air, take some time off, and if you aren't feeling good and you aren't cleared up, I'll get a hold of the other business manager that we gave the day off, see if he can come in. Meanwhile, I'll man the fort." That's why I always did cross training. I always had 2 people or 3 people that knew how to do a certain job. So if something happened to someone, we didn't have to shut the place down. And I knew how to do finance, and I knew how to bill a deal out. So I got in there and started running the job. After I delivered 2 cars, billed them out and got them approved and done, he come walking back in and says, I don't know why, all the guys called me boss. I asked them not to, but they did. He goes, "Boss, I'm good. I'm thinking real clear now. I'm thinking, I really appreciate it. Could I have the chair back?" I said, "Hey, wonderful to me. Sit down." I went on out and I started doing my job, but you have to realize that everyone will get burnt out if they aren't talking to the Lord and clearing their mind once in a while. Once in a while, you got to clear your mind. You got to think the proper way. We should be anchored in the truth as the basis of our success and our worth rather than our accomplishments, our recognitions, our possessions, or our relationships. I used to tell people, they say, "Boy, look at all those awards you have on the wall." And I said, "Well, yeah, I got a few of them. Business manager, manager of the year, and all this awards I got from Chrysler." I said, "Yeah, take one of them off the wall, go down to Wendy's, take a dollar bill with you, and they'll give you a cup of coffee." You know, it was nice to have the award and put it on the wall, show that you took proper training, this and that, reached the goals and all that. But, you know, the bottom line is, what is your self-worth? If you feel like you're worth something, you're worth something. If you keep saying, I can't, then you can't. So I'm not talking about mind over matter, but there's a certain amount of positive thinking that you do need to do to do something for the Lord. And it's not the accomplishments you made in life. It's not the recognition you've had in life. It's not the awards or the possessions you have in life. But it comes down to how much God you have in your life and how much God loves you. That's your self-worth, that God loves you. Our self-worth and our identity must be established on being loved by God and in loving Him instead of our accomplishments and our failures. We learn to establish our being loved by God and loving Him and Him loving us instead of our accomplishments and our failures. I am loved by God. I have a love for God, and that's what makes me successful. I love God. He loves me. I talk to God. He speaks to me, not in an audible voice, but through my spirit. I feel peace of mind. I feel God speaking to me and putting in my mind what I should do. And that's what I follow. And that's what makes me successful, is because I'm established by God and by God's love for me and my love for God, not my accomplishments and not my failures. We can all look at our failures in life and look back. You should learn from them, but you shouldn't beat yourself up for 20 or 25 years because you made a mistake or things didn't work out in your life the way you wanted. You need to know who you are and what your worth is, and you get that from the Lord. You don't get that from anybody else. You get that from God. Why? Because God loves you and He cares about you, and He doesn't want you feeling bad about yourself, because your personal worth is because God loves you and you love Him, not because of what car you drive, what home you live in, the people you run around with. That doesn't count. What counts is, am I loved by God and do I love God? Folks, we need to get perspective in life and realize we need God, we need to love God, we need Him to love us, and not worry about our possessions, our relationships, our accomplishments, our recognitions, our failures. That's not what makes us who we are. What makes us who we are is loving God and God loving us. That's what makes us good, and that's what makes us successful in life. Please subscribe. Please hit like. Please share with someone. Help me get this out so I can reach more people for God. Thank you for your time. This time, till next time, I'm signing off, and I hope that you will come back to the channel again and look at something.